Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to break down a really fundamental concept in SAP that's so important for any supply chain, lot sizing. Now I know it sounds super technical, but stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll see it's actually as simple as your weekly grocery run.
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, I want to start with a super simple, everyday question.
Now really, just think about it for a second. What's your go-to strategy when you hit the supermarket? Because believe it or not, your answer holds the key to understanding everything we're about to talk about.
So what kind of shopper are you? The one who pops in every day with a small cart, grabbing just what you need for dinner that night? That means you're going all the time. But hey, you get super fresh ingredients. Or are you the monthly haul warrior, filling a massive cart to the brim with bulk items in one epic trip? See, each one has its own trade-off, right? One costs you more time, the other costs you more pantry space.
Okay, so that's groceries. How in the world does this connect to big business and SAP? Well, let's dive in.
So, at its core, lot sizing is just SAP's way of bundling up needs. Instead of the system creating a million tiny orders for every little thing that pops up, it smartly groups them together into these single, bigger orders we call lots. And the key here is that it's all based on time.
And there it is. That's the big connection. Just like you have to decide whether you're going to shop daily or do a big monthly haul, a company uses lot sizing to decide how to group its orders. It is the exact same logic.
All right, so what do these strategies actually look like in the system? Well, in SAP, it usually boils down to three basic time periods. Let's break them down. First up, we've got the most frequent one. In a system, you'll see it as TB, which stands for daily lot size.
So the rule here is super simple. The system takes all the requirements for one single day and lumps them together into one planned order. Think about a bakery, right? They're making fresh bread every single day. Their demand changes constantly, so they need to order just enough flour and yeast for that specific day's bake. A daily lot size is absolutely perfect for that.
Okay, so from daily, let's zoom out a bit to the next level, grouping things by the week. This is what we call WB, or weekly lot size. So with WB, what SAP does is it scoops up all the requirements for an entire week and bundles them into just one order. This is a lifesaver if your supplier has, say, a weekly delivery schedule. Imagine you're a beverage company. You might need 2,000 plastic bottles on Monday and 5,000 on Friday. But if your supplier only delivers once a week, it just makes sense to place one big weekly order.
And that brings us to the biggest time bucket of the three we're looking at today, MB, which, you can probably guess, stands for monthly lot size.
Yep, you got it. This one groups all the requirements for a whole month into one single planned order. This is just ideal for stuff that doesn't go bad and that you know you'll need for a while. A perfect example would be ordering all the promotional packaging for a big month-long marketing campaign. You just order the whole lot at once, and then you're set.
So when you see them side by side like this, it's really clear, right? Each code has a totally different job. TB is your go-to for daily, fresh stuff. WB is amazing for syncing up with your suppliers, and MB is your powerhouse for bulk, long-term planning.
Okay, so why does any of this actually matter? I mean, who cares, right? Well, choosing the right strategy is way more than just a little administrative checkbox. It's a huge business decision that directly hits the bottom line and affects the entire supply chain.
All right, let's go back to our beverage company to see this in action. Here's their real demand for plastic bottles over a few days. They need 2,000 on Monday, 1,500 on Tuesday, and then a bigger run of 2,500 on Wednesday.
So, if you do the math, that's a total need of 6,000 bottles for those 3 days.
Now here's the crucial part. If they use the daily lot size, or TB, the system spits out 3 separate purchase orders. That's 3 sets of paperwork, 3 approvals, you get the idea. But if they switch to a weekly lot size, or WB, the system creates just one simple consolidated order for all 6,000. So much cleaner, right? So much more efficient. And that's really the name of the game here. The whole goal is to find that perfect balance. If you order too often, your ordering costs go through the roof and you're drowning in paperwork. But if you order way too much at once, your inventory carrying costs skyrocket because you've got to pay to store all that stuff. Lot sizing is how you find that perfect economic sweet spot. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in. So to make sure this all really sticks, let's talk about a super simple way to remember everything. The best way to picture this is to think of each time period as a bucket. Your daily needs, they go into these tiny little buckets. Your weekly needs get tossed into bigger buckets. And those huge monthly requirements, they go into massive buckets. Once that time period is over, the bucket's full and bam! The system kicks out one single order for everything inside it.
And if you need a really easy way to remember the codes, just lock this phrase in your head. Time buckets work magic. TBWM. It's perfect, right? It's got the concept and the codes all in one little phrase.
All right, so let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways. Lot sizing is all about grouping your needs into these time buckets. Daily, or TB, is for your frequent, fresh stuff. Weekly, WB, is for creating a nice balanced rhythm with your suppliers. And monthly, MB, is for your big, bulk, long-term plans. And remember,